Come into the room. Come into the room. Test, test. Testing, testing. One, two, three, testing. Come into the room, family. I am the H-Town vet, and I'd like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans and their dependents. For those of you that are new to the channel, we'd like to thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We're going to acknowledge our family that's in here right now. So thank you for showing up. And we're glad that you're here. And we want to give special thanks to those that showed up early. And we appreciate it. Let me know how my sound is. Let me know how everything is so we can go ahead and get started. Kevin Colbart Sr. was in early speaking to everyone. Then we have Brother Jay Oliver say good evening, H-Town, and Kevin and the veteran family. Coasty in here, say H-Town and the family. Then we have Coasty saying hi to Kevin and Jay. So we're glad that y'all are here. And y'all kind of speaking to each other. Then we have Jay Oliver say Coasty with the ship hello. Yes, indeed. He's balling. You know what's up. Betty Bob says good evening, family. Kevin Cobarcine, congratulations from my family and yours. Yes, indeed. Then we have Betty Bob says, hello, Jay Oliver Coasty. Then we have Brother Jay Oliver. And everybody's doing good. Betty Bob say good night, H-Town. Hope you had an amazing weekend. It was great. Everything's great. Everybody's speaking to each other. We're going to go ahead and get ready to get started. Then we have MG Smith says, H-Town, good evening. Hello, everyone. Looks like I'm last, but not absent. Yes, indeed. Did you miss Muster? So everybody's speaking. We're going to get on down here. Okay. Just catching all the information. Sounds good, Kevin says. Betty said everything sounds good. We got Military Mike. We're going to acknowledge him coming into the room. Then we have Coasty says, hi, shipmates, all and H-Town family. So many sailors here are tired of greeting all shipmates. Is it that much? All y'all need to get on Coasty's Coast Guard boat. Oh, man, we're doing it. And family, y'all coming in, and this is very important how y'all are engaging with each other. This is very important. We're going to go ahead and get started, family. So what we'd like from y'all, while you're in here, smash that like button. If you haven't done it, give us a count, Betty Bops, when you get a chance. Let us know how it is. Jay Oliver in the house said hi, Charleston, and he's speaking to everyone. We're glad that Jay here. Family, we doing this thing. We got 12 people in here already. Of course, we're following the standard operating procedure, which is the military way, doing things organized. We have our sister, Cindy Queen says, good afternoon, everyone. So glad that you're here. And MG Smith was saying hi to Jay. Thank y'all, family. So good. We have 6 likes and 13 watching. So if you get a chance, smash that like button. Now, as usual, we're going to go over the topic, VA law update, veteran news, channel information, and then the after party. So let's get on topic. We appreciate you. You can still greet each other. And the topic for today is, let me pull it up. Give me a second. Why are active duty military members discouraged from going to sick call? And this is a topic that came up in our last live stream, and I thought it'd be a very good topic to go over because many of us had the same story. If you're in here and you were discouraged from going to sick call, put yes in the chat. And if you were not discouraged while you were active duty military, did anybody in your command, sergeants, officers, anybody discourage you from going to sick call? Put yes in the chat. If not, put no in the chat. And everybody's speaking. All right, now let's get started. And for like I was saying, we're going to answer that question. We're going to pull it up on the banner. Why are active duty military members discouraged from going to sick call? We're going to go over 6 different aspects of that. So if you were discouraged, come on, family. Cindy Queen says she was discouraged. You did mention that last time, my sister, and it had a real impact because I thought they had stopped doing that because they were so supportive of y'all now. So I didn't see that coming. So Charleston said, yes, he was discouraged from going to sick call. Because even military Mike was discouraged from going to sick call. Betty Bob's had a similar experience. Kevin says, yes, in the Marines. So we're talking Navy and Marines, and I think Cindy Queen was in the Army like myself. Let me know if I'm wrong. MG Smith says, yes, I was in the U.S. Army and I was discouraged. Posty said, yes, even in the Coast Guard. So all branches of the military. Jay Oliver says, yes, discouraged due to PRP, nuclear secret clearance. Clarence, what about your health? Now, Charleston Zimmer say, I got number one answer. What's the number one answer? Let us know. Tell me what the number one answer. What y'all think is going to be the first answer? Why are active duty members discouraged from going to sick call? What you think my number one reason is going to be? Or you can guess. You might guess one of them. If you guess anything, just if you want to guess, you can. Okay, Jay Oliver say Air Force in the house. We have several Air Force members and several. Okay, sign of weakness. Come on, tell me. Manpower. What do you think? That's a good one. That's one of the strongest ones. Signs of weakness, manpower. We need people. Yes, that's the other one. Wow. That's the number one that I have, and that's the number one. Mission readiness. You better believe it. I don't know how you know that. Okay, Charles say, okay, number one answer, faking skating out of work. Well, I think that's one of them we cover. Yes, indeed, family. Leadership said it was bad for unit readiness. Said it was bad for unit readiness. Yes, unit readiness and the overall mission. You know, that's the main thing. Fam, do y'all like that thumbnail? Did I do a decent job? Let me know. The sick call police. Okay, we're going to talk about it. What's the triggering event of all this that causes active duty military members to be discouraged from going to sick call, whether it be to a clinic or a hospital, military hospital? All right, what is that triggering event? The triggering event is when you go to you're going to seek medical treatment. They like, hey, there's a lot of reason So they're like, whoa, what's going on here? What's this got to do with what we doing? And we're going to explain why. We ain't gonna as we go through the live stream. Charles and say, I got a C story. Well, we want to hear y'all stories coming up. Kevin says, H-Town, outstanding thumbnail, sir. Let me know when they're not. Like, I have no problem. My daughter and my niece will tell me, well, you need to move this over here. Give me ideas. Alaskan Ice says, hello, everyone. Sister, the question for tonight is, and we want to know from you, those you just come into the room, and we're glad that you are here. Why are active duty members discouraged from going to sick call? Why are you on active duty? Were you ever discouraged from going to sick call? Yes or no? Now, everybody's speaking to Alaskan Ice. We need this, family. We need this support. This is about us. You understand? This is really about us. Because look, we're going to have times where we're not going to all be in the same mood. We might have stuff that come up, but family, we got to be here for each other. This is so important that we support each other, that we're here for each other. Huh? I'm telling you, because a lot of times it ain't that. I ain't going to say just so much we're isolated people. We just may not deal with a whole bunch of people. We have a lifestyle to an extent as veterans that we see things differently from others, and we might distance ourselves to keep down conflict. Am I right? Talk to me. When you go to that base clinic, this is what they're worried about. Okay? They understand that you're getting clinical, aka medical evidence that can be used outside of your military service. Your chain of command, the military knows this. You're not the first person at ETS. You're not the first person that had to go to a clinic. And if you do it consistently, there are concerns. All right? So let's talk about it. You say, well, that's back on the base though, H-Town, right? Not necessarily so, but the main thing they're worried about is service connection. If you get treatment while you are in there in the military, now I want you to understand this here. They understand that can actually be used to get benefits and other things that concern them also. We're going to talk about it. A few of you brought them up. Now listen to our sister have a story. If anybody have any stories pertaining to this, we welcome. One lady went to sick call every day. They were hard on her. Okay. They put her out. The other woman said it was because she could not even march. Okay, women were yelled at and called sorry if they could not do a sit-up. Betty Bob said, I agree. She's another female that was in around the same time, a woman veteran. This is the thing. And a lot of stuff happened. There was a lot of pushback when women started coming in the military in the 70s, the 80s. There was a lot of things that was happening. I was in a combat MOS in late 1980s. So it wasn't no women. There were some women in support groups, but they were fueling up the trucks just like everybody else. And ain't nothing to miss on a tank anyway. Service connection. They understand you can get that even when you out. Now listen to this. Even when you out in the field, huh? I forgot. I just said what it is. When you out there and they making these makeshift hospitals when you're out there in the field, that's evidence too. You try to get those doctors' names, those nurses' names. Remember where you got treated at to the best of your ability. Some of you may not wake up until you actually in the middle of somewhere else. Ask people how you got there. Ask the nurses, the bedside attendants if they know anything. Because some people black out and you wake up in a whole nother country. All right? Getting treated for a condition that they may have not been able to treat where you were at or got injured. Alaskan Ice say, I did not go to sick call until I were I could barely march. Wow. Alaskan I say or walk. See, people don't understand. Trying to not be picked on or isolated. Now listen, when you go there into sick call, you in there talking directly to medical staff, not to your chain of command, not to your commanding officer, because that's not their job to treat you for conditions. Let's talk about it. And you're able to express and get the information you need. The injury may be related to the military. However, it's something personal to you. Let's talk about it. So this is how we're going to go over it and the way we're going to answer the question tonight, right? Going to sick call. All right. Let me pull a banner back up here. Why are active duty military members discouraged from going to sick call? One, it's not part of the military's mission. All right. That's one reason they're discouraged. Two, it's outside the chain of command, so it makes the command feel uncomfortable because they want to be able to maintain control over their sailors, their soldiers, their Marines, and their airmen. When I say airmen, I'm including Space Force. Now, number three, don't think they don't understand. And we talked about this before. Our sister Cindy Queen asked about this. You go there, and it's an injury that's diagnosed while you're at a clinic or a military hospital, and you're injured, you could, if you're knowledgeable, you can become a disabled veteran while you're in the military. I know people, well, I've heard people get out with 100%. Well, I know people to do it now. Being a disabled veteran is a legally protected status, okay? The next reason why, evidence for passive income and benefits, okay? So now you got evidence because you're getting treated while you're in the military. What's the most powerful evidence on any VA claim? Evidence from in the military. So that's why they discourage you from trying to go to sick call, from reporting things. Make sure this information is in your personnel file. Also, check your personnel records. Go over it and take copies of your evidence and tell in personnel, hey, I need to see my personnel file. This is not in there. And when you get ready to get out, check that too. Next thing, we have John Timothy coming in. Everybody show love to our brother, John Timothy. The next reason why active duty members are discouraged from going to sick call, military culture. Somebody brought this up earlier. It's seen as a sign of weakness, or you're not. You're. Sometimes they almost say that you're lazy, you know, or you just don't have enough heart. Suck it up and drive on. Now, family, in the last one, and this might have some justification to why they're concerned in the military about, because sometimes people exaggerate the exaggeration of symptoms. However, that could lead to underreporting that you got a condition. You saw what Sister Alaskan Ice, she wouldn't go until it got really bad, and that's not fair. And they in here, everybody's showing love to our brother. Yes, indeed. Now, let's start. Number one, it's not part of the mission. Okay, that's true. If you're going to sick call or getting treatment, it may not be part of the mission, but it's a part of your health. And without it being your health being right, you can't complete the mission. So yeah, in a sense it is, even though the military may not see it as part of the mission. A healthy soldier, that's what readiness is. That is part of the mission, but they don't necessarily see it like that. Okay? Every football, basketball team has sports doctors and health people sports medicine people that help them with their injuries. Because just like sports, we get injured. Even practicing and training, we can get injured. Betty Bob said, H-Town, I went to a civilian hospital, and that's how I received all the CT scans and x-rays to my back. Now, was that while you were active duty? Let us know, sister. So the first thing is, it's not part of the mission. We're going over the overview we just did. It's not part of the mission. That's why they push back on you going to sick call. All right, now let's talk about it. We got Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town vet, and salute the chat. Thank you so much, my brother. Now listen, they want to say mission accomplished with the people that they have. Okay? Now listen, they want you to focus on readiness and discipline. That's somebody got it. That was the first one. 2, they're concerned. We're talking about the military when they want you to be on the mission. Potential for abuse, soldiers abuse. We'll talk about it. We're just highlighting it now. Number 3, commander's discretion. Who's heard of commander's discretion? Put a 3 in the chat if you've heard of commander's discretion. Put a 3 in the chat. Number 4, stigma and fear of retaliation from your command. That's another thing. Now let's see what we got up here. Kevin said your injury can get your battle buddy unalived and your unit taken out. This is what we're talking about. When you say, soldier, why you didn't tell us something was wrong? Marine, why you didn't say nothing was bothering you? Because I didn't want to mess up the mission. If you're not healthy enough and you're dehydrated, the mission is compromised. You understand? That's why we don't want people using illicit drugs while we're in the military training, in the field, on combat missions, or in deployments of any type, because that's dangerous if you have an alternative state of mind. Now let's see what our sister say here. She say, don't want to interrupt the chat, just seeing how y'all all y'all doing here. Say good evening. Usually suspects are okay. Now everybody saying showing love to Rose City in the house, and everybody chatting back. Now listen what our sisters say. Betty Bob says, H-Town, I was active duty, first duty station, Scotland. Wow. Scotland. Never been to Scotland. Now look at this here. Everybody speaking. Kevin say yes. Commander's discretion. You've heard of it. That's number 3, family. We're about to talk over them. Jay says commander's discretion. Heard it. John Timothy, commander's discretion. Interesting when it comes to medical conditions. Okay, they should be concerned. Cindy Queen, heard of commander's discretion. Betty Box, heard of commander's discretion. I guess I wasn't that great of a soldier. I don't remember it. Then let's see. Now, so let's go over it. The first thing here they're saying is focus. Okay, number 1, focus on readiness and discipline. They don't want you focusing on going to sick call. They want their mission to be right. Okay, so military emphasis on maintaining a fit and ready force, and they do this through physical training, through the way they train us, other things, folding our clothes, gun ranges, and things like weapon range and all that. Now, potential for abuse. Number 2, sick call may be seen as a way to avoid duty and outside the mission. Number 3, commander's discretion. While soldiers can't be outright denied sick call, commanders have some discretion in evaluating the severity of a soldier's illness or injury. Okay, we're going to talk how to deal with that if you're really sick and you may have an incompetent commander or one that doesn't have your best interest in mind, And when it comes to your health, something that can damage you permanently, you need to be able to deal with that, right? Now, the next, number 4, this is about completing the mission, so focusing. Stigma and fear of retaliation. In the past, as many of us know here, there were instances where soldiers feared being reassigned to different units if hospitalized, leading them to avoid sick call. Who in here ever avoided sick call? Put a 1 in the chat if you have ever avoided going to sick call because you didn't want no conflict with your command. I did it once or twice. I think once, only once. After that, I didn't care no more. After that storm, I didn't care. Kevin said, okay, Kevin say he has. We'll get to y'all comments in a second here. J. Oliver said yes. Ooh, boy, family. John said yes. While y'all study, doing what y'all doing, let's see what our brothers say. He say on the John F. Kennedy CV-67 in 1980 in the Mediterranean, an 18-year-old seaman lost their life on the operating table, my Lord, after they died on the operating table after appendix burst as brig on ship was run by Margaret Anne Marine Mardit. What is that? Anne Marine's, though he was faking. Oh, Betty Bob say Esdale. Okay. Now, I got to pull this up where I can see it. Sorry, fam. Each unit, this is what J. Oliver says, each unit size to a platoon, fire team, fire squad, fleet, and battle group is identified by a number of personnel. Okay. That number has to be maintained in leadership minds. Okay. So when people are sick call that deals with their body count. How many people they got? How many? Okay. So they're going to be questioned if they're missing 2, 3, 4 soldiers, Marines, airmen, or sailors. Now, Farm Girl say after getting compressed spine, I was put on light duty. Now that's another interesting one. That meant sitting in a hard chair in a small office in so much pain because I couldn't adjust or move around much. Awful. So yes, we were discouraged. Now let's see. Betty Bob says, better to just pull duty, and try and get comfortable on the flight line. Okay. J. Oliver said it happened to him. That they try to have him go. J. Oliver and John Timothy and Betty Box, one time only. Now, family, let's get back to it. So I think I read that. I'll read it again, the last one, the stigma and fear. In the past, there were instances where soldiers feared being reassigned to different units if hospitalized, led them to avoid sick call. I just reread it. Okay. Let's continue. That's the mission, number 1. Now, number 2, your chain of command. Now, this is more on a personal level because you have direct contact with your chain of command, and your command is specifically your what officers over your platoon or squadron, whatever y'all call it in your branch of service. All right. I put them up there so y'all can read them later, even though I'm talking about them, because y'all, if I don't put them up, y'all won't see it on the playback. Now, the chain of command. Let's talk about it. So how does the chain of command discourage you when it comes to sick call? Well, when you in sick call or you going to a hospital, you're no longer under their control or command. You're actually under the control of the doctor at the military hospital, or if you went to an outside hospital. That person is the one treating you. So they're the ones that say whether you're fit for duty or not. Am I lying about it? Am I right about it? The military, your chain of command want to be able to say you fit for duty. But can they override that doctor? Huh? Talk to me. All right, now. Let's get to it. All right, family. So some may feel like this is breaking the chain of command, but it is not. How do y'all feel about that? Do you feel that should there be a limit on how many times you can go to sick call? How should the leadership, the sergeants, and the commanders deal with if they have 2 or 3 people in platoon and sick call? How should they do that? He said, no, the doctor oath overrides them. Oh, Jay Oliver said it. And you think they feel good about that? Fam, you think they feeling good about that? That's breaking their chain of command. Hold on, how you? So because they saying if he or she wouldn't have went to the doctor, we wouldn't be in this situation. I'll be still in control. Saying ain't nothing wrong with you, soldier. Suck it up. We keep it moving. Huh? Now here's Charleston say on the ship, sick call is on the ship medical department. Okay. Do they have a psychiatrist on the ship? Do they have any type of mental health professional on the ships? Back in the 80s, I know they may have them now. Let us know. John Timothy say should be no limit. Come on now, on how many times you can go to sick call. If you can justify that you got a condition. So here we go. The issue is you're not breaking the chain of command. The problem they got with you, you're operating outside the chain of command. Can you understand how the leadership can be upset about this? You're operating under doctor's orders. So the doctor is the general in your life when you're getting treatment. How you think they supposed to feel about that? Any of you that were sergeants and high-ranking officers or NCOs, let us know what kind of issues that cause and how do you deal with it? Because you have to explain to the person, the individuals that are over you, why this person is not here. And so they might put pressure on you, and you might put pressure on the soldiers. Let's talk about it. Number 3, another thing that they're quite well aware of, don't fool yourself, that being a disabled veteran is a legal status. They understand that because you're not the first person to become disabled while you're on active duty. Apparently, we know that's the case because many people get injured on bases, off bases. They get injured doing maneuvers. They get injured in the field. They get injured in the barracks, on the ships, on the flight deck, on the airstrip. Come on now. Doing training, doing combat mission. Now listen to what he says here. And I'm gonna put it up where I can see it. Jay Oliver say my PME training taught me that when I was not qualified to handle things, send them to medical and or the chaplain. Yes, indeed. They have a chaplain for a reason. If a soldier or sailor, Marine or airman have just lost a family member, you may not be the right person to talk to them. The chaplain going to have certain resources and know how to talk to them and they may have to talk to someone in mental health. Now, H-Town, listen to Betty Bob say, H-Town, you are right. The base doctor could not override the civilian doctor. I was on bed rest for a month. Base tried to send me to Mildenhall, England, to a specialist to the Air Force. You know why? They knew the doctors over there. Remember, so it gets kind of political. A lot of officers know each other. A lot of high-ranking enlisted know each other. So it's a good chance that doctor may went to training with the commander on the base. They might have come up together, might even be friends. And I ain't trying to talk salty, but when you go outside the system to a private doctor, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Let's get back, you can change up the game. Can they write you up for going to a private doctor outside the base? Talk to me. Saying, no, you should have came on base for that. Remember, being a disabled veteran is a legal status, meaning it is a protected status. You're not just protected as a disabled veteran, you're protected as a disabled individual. All the rights and protections that come with it. We don't realize how protected we are. You understand what I'm saying? We're like made men and women. This thing of ours, once you in it, you ain't getting out of it. You hear me? Yes, indeed. So there's certain ways, if you're still on active duty, they can't do certain things to you. They got to put you on light duty. And if you're disabled, they're trying to get you out under 30%. 30% is the threshold. 10%, 20%, you want to get way more than that. 30, 50, or 70, and hopefully 100. Because then they got to give you that military ID card, that blue card. Have you as a retiree. Oh, they got little inside games that they do. Now listen, I got to pull up because I can't see it. Now, Betty Bob says, H-Town, the civilian doctor called the doctor and told him, I'll contact headquarters. I was on bed rest, and then after that month, then I went to Mildenhall Air Force Base. Ooh, serious. So yes, man, this is getting heavy. Who else told y'all that this is a protected status? H-Town. Because God gave it to me in my head. Sorry, talk about it like a simple Southern man. I do apologize. Now, Charleston Zimmerman said, deployed on an aircraft carrier, the body bags were stored in vegetable freezer. Yes. I was going to ask you that, but I knew that was the case. Till after flight ops, then can fly off. I got called by mess chief, called trouble, called low temperature alarm, found 2, my Lord. You need to write all that down. That's traumatizing, man. That's traumatizing, bro. You need to tell them therapists that. That's serious, bro. I know they put them in. I heard about they put the people, because that's where they put them at. And when I was on the John F. Kennedy as a tour, say, go in the freezer. My Lord. I say, where the food at? Is that right? Where the food at? Cindy say, it's good to be in a protected status, sir. Yes, indeed. It's good to be in a protected status and to know that you're in a protected status. And you don't have to flex that. The law backs you up automatically. You just need to know that you're a protected status and don't let nobody distract you from that. Any of you in their family. People can't do you any kind of way, but we thinking we just regular people. No, you're in a protected status. People can get in all kind of legal trouble messing with you. Betty Bob said 12 likes and 16 watching. Thank y'all, family. Now listen to Charleston. Fresh bags stored there. That's why low temperature Alarm. Okay. Wow. Now listen, Charleston, you had to work the body bags. I am so sorry you had to do that. That had to be tough for you. Yes, indeed. Do they still handle it that way, y'all think? Now listen, they saying much respect to our brother Charleston. Brother, you was on grave detail. Even though there was no graves out there, that's grave detail. That's serious business, man. You know, man, thank you. I don't know if I could handle it. I ain't gonna lie. Number 4, another thing, the reason they got a problem, they discourage you going to sick call because everything you do in the medical can be considered clinical evidence and can lead to passive income that's not related to your military service. Matter of fact, if they try to court martial you, if you can prove it's related to your military service, your your drug habit, your outburst, your rebellion, if you can tie that to a service-connected disability through clinical evidence that's related to your service, this before you even become disabled. They can't just put you out any kind of way. They got to give you a medical discharge. You got to fight though. Brother Military Mike say salute to you, Charleston, brother. Yes. I don't know. I know I ain't as tough because I'd have broke down. I don't like seeing, people that passed away and handling that. I know I have my weaknesses. So passive income. Now, passive income like stocks, royalties, but in this case, we're talking about VA compensation. You get money from like you got a rent house. These are things that you're not an active income where you have earned income. That's active income. We're talking about passive. And they know some of them sergeants and some of them officers, like, they gonna be making more money than me. Active duty. It might be a little hate. Nah. And remember, you getting not just compensation, but the benefits coming from being a disabled vet. You get the VA compensation. This is the things that bother them, right? And that's different from retirement because military retirement, get taxed when they get out. Am I right? Let me know if I'm wrong, military Mike. You get military retirement, you still get it taxed, but VA compensation is not taxed. Let me know, military Mike, and whoever else retired. Now, then when it comes to it, it's tax exempt VA compensation and special monthly compensation. Any type of compensation dealing with disabilities. VA compensation is exempt from federal and state tax. Who in here somebody they ever tried to charge your VA compensation with state tax? They just try to do that to my brother, my Sergeant Major D. They try to do that. They tried to. He went up there and they correct that. Oh, we sorry, Mr. D. And remember, all this money from 10 to 100% is tax exempt. And I believe you're making more than a retiree at 100%. Most retirees, not all. Now, the other thing that bothers them is they understand that you will start having financial freedom, that you'll have more of an incentive to get out, especially if, but in their mind, we have control over them while that soldier and that Marine or that airman or sailor is under our control, we can handle. But when they have financial freedom, hey, they saying they ain't got to deal with that. And they're like, that ain't part of our mission. We don't need them in here, and we don't want them having this freedom because we don't want other people to come in here and try to get these benefits instead of serving their country. It's not instead of, you got the conditions because you did, and the treatment. Now understand, if it's something that happened in the military, That's why you seek treatment in there. When you get out, the effective date, your award effective date start, if you get injured in the military and you file while you in there, that effective date start when you had the injury. If you wait a year until after you get out, they're only going to start from when you file the claim or the intent to file. But all treatment for that service-connected disability, remember it's a legal status, is free. And if you get 50% or more, all your treatment is free other than dental, unless you're service-connected for dental. Come on now. They understand this. And they're like, what incentive would they have to stay in the military? They sitting here talking about they hurt and injured. They gonna be making more money than me. Now, nobody asks to be injured or disabled. And also you get community care. So you may not be active duty no more, but you're gonna get community care that includes you for your physical help, your dental, and psychological. Now let's see what we have here. I think I didn't read something. Okay, here we go, brother. And thank y'all for y'all patience. Brother Charleston say Betty Bob shipmate told all this to the VA in 1999. They wrote, since non-combat anxiety, I should deal with it myself. Please have that information. You might be able to go back and get them for that. You know what they said about me? They said that I said that my problems didn't happen in combat. In 1999, they be putting all kind of garbage in there. That my problems were related to something else. What tripped me out, I didn't even mention combat back then. So they was preempting that at first. Well, I guess I did mention Desert Storm. I'm sorry. But I didn't mention PTSD because I didn't, but they mentioned that I had psychological problems and I didn't go in there for that. I went in there for my fingers, for other Gulf War related things, but I didn't know I had PTSD. And then some walk around with it, didn't know I had it. Now, military Mike says, H-Town, sir, the military retirement in Louisiana is exempt from state tax. It goes by state. What state, if y'all know, let us know if your state exempts military retirement. I ain't talking about VA compensation. What states in your area? We're gonna have to go through the whole list one day. Do they exempt? I don't know if Texas exempt military retirement. That's why he probably moved back home. Now let's see. We have 12 likes and 20 watching. Smash that like button, fam. We thank y'all for being here. Let's continue. Oh, I'm continuing, but I haven't moved a thing. All right, let's see what we got here. So we did the community care. And also at the state level, like here in Texas, because I'm 100%, or I got it when I was unemployable, a temporary 100%, pay no property tax on the house, total tax exemption. Each state is different, but that's another thing that they know. You're gonna get benefits at the state, and they want to keep a ready military force. But if they got all these incentives, because they want you to still struggle through the pain, and they put you out on their terms. They want to put you out not fit for duty. Huh? Am I lying, family? They don't want you to get out getting your VA disability. They want you out not fit for duty where you don't qualify for the benefits. Am I being paranoid? Did I lie? Please tell me. I'm asking for a friend. Charlton say Pennsylvania does not exempt military pensions. Let us know if any other states exempt or doesn't. Now listen to what Cindy Queen says. She says, my first thought was to retire from the military, but things got tough for me. That's an achievement, military might. Yes, when you get around that 17th, 18th, 19th year, all kind of stuff be coming up. And he commends and say, thank you, Cindy Queen. Yes, indeed. Now, so fam, like here in the state, here in Texas, in Richmond, Texas, where I'm at, if the property tax may be 8,000. If you have a $400,000 house, property tax every year annually might be $8,920. That's $743.34 a month divided up to 12 months. That's what that at that time when we did this video about 6 months ago. Now listen, you don't pay no taxes, you tax exempt, you don't have to pay that. Now you don't get this tax exemption for being just retired. You get this for being having the status of what? Disabled veteran. Let's talk about it. Then also benefits that we talked about for the dependents. So you may have dependents in the military. Yeah, everybody show some congratulations to Military Mike for retiring from the military. Put in that what we have down here. I got a banner for it. Put this in here. Put RM for retired military for Military Mike. Put RM in there. Show love to him, because that's a sacrifice. Now listen, and we want our brother Kevin Cobart a little later. We want you to talk about, if you're still in here now, we want you to talk about your blessing. We're gonna get you when we come up here. Then instead of say, my cousin in Illinois dropped all property tax at 70%. Some states like that. Remember, we went over that. Everybody put RM in the chat, showing love to our brother. RM, capital RM. Thank you. It lowercase don't matter. Let's get some reductions. He said, hold on, I missed something. He said, great job, Military Mike. More income, the better. The more income. We need it all. And let me tell y'all this here. Once you are 40%, they don't offset. But anything under 40% VA compensation, they offset. They don't give you full retirement. You have to choose one or the other. But once you got at least a 40% disability rating, you get your full retirement and your full VA compensation, for those of you that didn't know. So thank God for that, brother. He said, thank you, John Timothy. Jay Oliver says, retired military in respect to our brother, Military Mike. And if anybody else in here retired military, you'll let us know in a minute. Put me, RM, if you're retired military. Put me, RM. Coasty say retired military, respect to our brother, Military Mike. Alaska Knight say RM, because it's a sacrifice. Rose City D say RM. And it depends on, and then Kevin Cobarcine say RM. And then he said Military Mike. Charleston say RM. Betty Box. She got the burning heart on that thing. And then Mr. D, RM. Then it say Union. Oh, he's talking to him. Listen to what he says. He said, I appreciate it all. Thanks. I never planned to retire, but it just happened. I kept re-enlisting. You know, that's the weirdest thing. If you're purposely trying to retire, that's when they get hiccups. When he just kept re-enlisting, not thinking about it, before he knew it, it was over with. And we glad, because so many people were supposed to have the chance to do, and depending on what their chain of command was and what happened as far as injuries, they weren't able to. Now, also, you get for things you get for your dependents, of course, you get the Chapter 35 educational benefits. And they know this in the military. If command knows this thing. Champ VA healthcare. Now, I thought they had Champ VA while I was in the military for the family members. Is that a program, civilian healthcare program back in the 90s? They used to call it something similar to the Champ VA healthcare for those that you have to be permanent total for both of these benefits. Your dependents will get. So this helps you get now. DIC death benefits. This dependency indemnity compensation, which if the veteran passes away, disabled veteran that is, they'll get $165. Now let me say 100. Let me start over. $1,653.07. Sorry about that, family. I don't know what happened to me. Now, so this is outside the military. Next thing, they see it as a sign of weakness, family. Huh? They see you going to sick call as a sign of weakness, and that you're breaking not just the chain of command, but you're breaking the harmony and the unity of the unit. Huh? The cohesiveness by your illness. What did y'all tell me? Y'all taught me stuff last night. They say call you sick, call Sally. This is a form of bullying if a person is not feeling well in the military. And you might be exposed to chemicals that you don't know about. What they call sick call ranger, sick bay commando, things like that. That's insensitive when it comes to someone's health, and also that's bullying because they're using their position. Okay, now I remember now. It was called Champers in the early 90s. Okay, Champers, not Champion. I knew it was similar. Champers. Oh man, J. Oliver, thank you. Man, that's what they don't want you to go there. All these benefits. And look what our sister. So if y'all don't think, I screenshot from the other night. Y'all don't think it's still happening. Our sister said it. She the one that inspired me to do this live stream on this topic. She said, Cindy Queen says, Mr. H-Town, sir. She's so polite. I was tormented for going to sick call, and I identified so heavy with her because I was too. And that really made me, I forgot all about how really they tried to make me feel awful. They already hurt my feelings, but I am so glad I did. I knew I had to document. So they don't even matter now. Now you see them now, they're gonna be, oh, how you doing? Same people that tried to stop you. Now listen what our brothers say. I like it because I wanted to put this, I didn't get a chance to. Rosie D say, sick call ranger, where have you been? To the TMC and back again. They even have a song, a little jingle that they made to make fun of it. Do you hear me? So this stuff ain't made up. This is part of military culture. Number 6, the exaggerations, okay? The melandering, okay? This is the other thing. So why are active duty members discouraged from going to sick call? Because sometimes they were thinking that the soldiers and the service member was pretending or exaggerating the symptoms. Now, this our sister says, Cindy Queen say, yes, sir, it was pretty bad for me. That's how I felt. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Cindy Queen say, and they used to tell me sick call LO AWOL, sick call AWOL. Oh, they had all type of awful statements. Wow. That shouldn't be allowed. Man. They still, man. That's part of culture. Melandering, okay? And they can't necessarily diagnose you with that. I don't know if your commander can do it. A doctor can. They need medical evidence. They can't just diagnose you as your chain of command. A medical staff, oh, you pretending like you sick. They don't know. What if you die tomorrow? Are they going to take any responsibility for your health? Hold on. Let me get back to that. Now, what if you pass away or you have some type of bad health reaction? They gonna cover it all up, ain't they? And they the ones that neglected you. Come on, let's talk about it. He say, Sydney Queen, that's just cruel. Family, that's why we share notes up in there. Now, Betty Bob say 100%, they were horrible about sick call. And doesn't matter what branch of service. Tell me if you were mistreated when it came to sick call or harassed about getting treatment. Tell me your branch of military that it happened in. Just tell me the branch. Let me know, and I'm gonna put my branch because it happened to me. So I put Army. You can put U.S. this, U.S. that. I just put Army, but U.S. Army, of course. Let me know what branch you were in, where you were ridiculed, mistreated, discouraged. Let us know what branch it was. Melandering. And let's see. H-Town was in the Army. Kevin was in the Marines. I want everybody, let us know. Mr. D was in the Navy. And then remember, I forget Jay Oliver was in the U.S. Marine Corps and Air Force. Happened in both. Alaska Knight said happened in the Army. Man, y'all hitting home. To see y'all say this, y'all don't know what a blessing this is to other people that are active duty. They pretend like you're acting. You're pretending. Alaska Knights, you held out until it got so painful because no, wow. He said, okay, let me see. Military Mike say the Army. Rose City D say Army, hoorah, yes indeed. Betty Bob say the Navy. Now let us know where it happened. Now Betty Bob say H-Town. I gotta get it on the full screen where I can see it. There was a guy I worked with. He died from pneumonia after I was sent back to Philadelphia Shipyard. And they probably didn't take no responsibility for it. Look at all this is happening to all of us. Most of us this happened to. Look how many of us. Betty Bob say Navy. Coast Guard said it happened to him in the Coast Guard. Come on now. Every branch, fam. Farm Girl, U.S. Air Force. Yes, indeed. She put it twice. It happened more than once. Family. This ain't no joke. They think this something to play with. Those words rough when people going through. Saying you Melander, you pretending, you acting like you sick. John Timothy say the Army. So every branch of the military has the same culture when it comes to sick call. Now, that's why we said, if you know somebody that's active duty and they trying to not give them the help they need, you heard what Betty Bob said. Betty Bob say emergency room. I told y'all go to the emergency room. And when I brought that up, Betty Bob's backed me up. I said, I did that before. Because some told me, I was telling somebody about almost before you got here, Betty Bob, about 8 months ago, I said, yes, go to the emergency room outside the base if they won't see you at the base. It just came to me. And Betty Bob's had the same mind. She had already done something like that. Then we got, Betty Bob says, she said, H-Town, that happened at the base in Scotland that I was on bed rest. There you was on bed rest, okay. And Sydney Queen said it happened to us, her in the U.S. Army. Now, listen. I want y'all to hear this here. And fam, we doing this thing. Charleston Zimmerman say Navy. In a school, Naval Hospital, weekend duty, corpsman, made me take care of fellow ward sailors, clean up head. Man, they had you doing all that, bro? Come on now. So always remember, for those of you that are watching, you still active duty, go in and get treatment. If you have a situation that's dire and you can't wait to make it to the base, you go to the emergency room outside the base. and get those treatment records once you get through. You understand? Once you get out of there. All them records that them doctors going over, that's going to be helping you with your claim if you develop any long-term conditions. We pray to God that you don't, but if you do, you need to know from that private hospital and make sure those dates are correct and everything is correct. Now listen to what our sister Cindy Queen says. She said, H-Town, sir, I want to try to get out. I want to try to get out of work, but I had real problems that I was really dealing with. They made me feel bad. Yeah, they try to say you was trying to get out of work. Yeah, that's what they do. They do that. Yeah, that's not cool. That's why we dealing with this. And make sure the report is correct with all your name is spelled the way they do in the military. If you go to outside, make sure your name is the same. They have all your personal information, and make sure you get blood labs. Let me ask you this here: did they run any tests on you, Betty Bobs, when you were over there in Ireland? What was you? Were you in Ireland or Scotland? You was in. I think you were in Scotland. Yeah, you were in Scotland. Did they run any tests on you? And you know that's the real thing. John Timothy, right? You did the right thing. We thank y'all for because it's hard. Because when you're getting beat down all the time, make sure if you had any MRIs, any CAT scans while you in the military, those you now try to go back and get those records. Whoever got any of those CAT scan records, your blood labs from while you in the military, or MRIs if you had any. Make sure you get those because there's certain things, chemicals that can test positive in your blood that make you qualify for the PACT Act or certain service-connected disabilities. So make sure that you keep those records from when you were dealing with military doctors and clinics. Now look, on our VA claim, on the H-Town VA claim checklist, if you get this done before you get out the military, so this is what we're trying to teach because some many of us out already. You already have a diagnosis. You already have a nexus. That's number 2, right? Number 3, you have the relevant and requested evidence because you'll be able to show you have all them records from them private doctors, the military hospital doctors, any of your personnel records had it already ready, huh? And never exaggerate symptoms or falsify documents. You saying how can you don't have to falsify because you got records from when you was in the military. Checkmate, number 9. Now let's see what Rose City D says. If people fill out the sick call, the first sergeant would check their sick call slip and he would go to the TMC to make sure you went to be seen. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that they were doing that for years. They were doing that in the late 80s, early 90s. Jay Oliver say, my records, I got my records and fluids drawn. Okay. Now, Rose City D say, you had to bring your slip back signed by a doctor. Yeah, and that included dentists too. I think my dentist signed one of mine because, you know, that doctor too. Now, Charles say sailors are tough, H-Town, than other branches. It working while sick. Yeah, y'all don't need to be doing that though, man. I know y'all tough because y'all got to keep it going. But y'all human beings like the rest of us, and you should be given. Because I know y'all be on them ships a long time. I got a lot of respect for y'all. While that ship moving, y'all always working. Now, family, here we go. Another reason. This is our example for tonight of why they don't want, they discourage many people going to sick call, going to the emergency room, because there are other things that are serious that not only affects the veteran, but it affects the chain of command. It affects the mission. If they have things going on like military sexual trauma inside these units, somebody, commanders can lose their jobs, supervisors can lose their job. They had a situation down here in Texas at Fort Hood that a young Hispanic soldier, she came up missing, and she was unalived on the base by, I think he was a specialist. And when they went to look for a body, they found like 6, 7, 8 more bodies dumped next to Fort Hood that they couldn't account for. So I thought bases would be a safe place, but they can be extremely dangerous places. Now, Charleston Zimmerman, because like when I used to go through the bases, I would leave my daughter in the hotel room thinking, oh, we on the base, we safe. The door would be locked. But I walk outside in front of the hotel or whatever the little lodging was. Man, I'm glad I didn't go far. Most time I could see the door, but when we was at that Holiday Inn, I did go downstairs that time. But I think she was about 13 or 14 then. So now, it had me worried. What if, man, if she'd have come out looking for me, my God. Now it makes me think how dangerous a military base can be sometimes. Charleston says sailors are tough. Okay, you said, I read that one. Now, family. Okay, examples. So you understand, you say, well, what it would be an example of MST? Forced or coercive sexual encounters. Sexual encounters perpetrated while a person is unwilling or unable to consent. And this could be, not just assault, but also sexual touching and things like that. Unwanted touching. Now, Betty Bob says, let me see what she got here. She says, yes, H-Town, they ran tests, including blood labs and CT scans on the civilian hospital and back specialist in the Scotland and the chiropractor there. Doctors saw us soldiers at that command. Wow. Let me ask you this here. Were they mad at you about doing that? Tell me if they were mad at you. Now listen to what this brother's saying. Listen to Jay Oliver says, as a former military policeman, I can assert on most large bases next to medium-sized cities, crime is very evident. Yes, quite evident. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, remember, people, you gotta read the room when you're doing things or you work with somebody. If a person act like, I don't like people just touching on me. Now, if I know somebody, we cool, we might have it, but you got to be able to read the room on things too. Okay. Say, I agree, Jay. Yeah, because remember, a lot of these bases are in little small towns or areas where they don't have much economy. The base is most of the economy of the area. So remember that. Keep your hands to yourself. Whether you're male or female, keep your hands to yourself. Because they got more and more females getting caught up too, so be careful. But people shouldn't be playing games. That's why when people I ain't never like them with people that's teasing people, get away from me. Them people, stay away from me. I mean, teasing women, it's all ever dated women. And remember, that is service connected. If you have any type of MST trauma and it's related to your military service, that is a nexus. Please go to the emergency room while you're in the military. Let somebody know, because that's evidence. Sometimes people don't want to report, and I know how hard that is. Get those kits, get everything set up right. And if it's something where other people are there and they didn't necessarily see what happened, it may have been a public event and it just some touching and some other stuff happened. You say you were there and other people can at least verify that you were there. Huh? Now let's talk about the stats on MST. Now let's see what our sister say here. She say when I would stand for formation, the guys behind me would smell me. Wow. They said I smell good, but it made me highly uncomfortable. Yes. And see, the problem is if she would have said something, they would, oh, you being too sensitive. Nah, you don't get that familiar with nobody. You don't get that familiar with nobody. How common is MST? Now, when it comes to military women, national data reveals that about 1 in 3 women, 1 in 3 women are experience some form of MST. Can you believe this? 1 in 3. That's like 33%. Who in here believe it's higher when it comes to the women? Who think it's higher than a third of women? What percentage do you think it is? Let us know. Ladies, you can answer too. Men do experience it too, but I'm talking about the women right now. We're going to talk about the men in a second. Now, that's 17.5% of the U.S. active duty military force was female in 2022. Okay? Now, listen what he said. Cindy Queen, really? How old was these jerks? 12 years old? That's what I'm talking about. So, Jay Oliver said he thinks it's close to 75%. I was in a combat unit, so I'm not saying I didn't have interaction with women, but they were on the base and say they was in support, but I didn't have that type of, we weren't just around each other. When I saw them, the females, we were cool, I went to a couple of them room, we was cool, but it wasn't, I wasn't in their unit. I was in what I'm talking about wasn't in you. We was in the same battalion, but we wasn't in the same company. Now listen to what he say. Unfortunately, yes, Chemical was Senior. They made me sick. Yes. You should have had somebody you could talk to about that. You know what I'm saying? Some commander or something. Now, number 2. Military men. 1 out of 50 men respond yes that they experience MST when screened by their VA provider. Male represent approximately 82.5% of the U.S. military active duty force. More men, because there's more of them, experience sexual assault, but a higher percentage of women. Okay, all right, a higher percentage of women. It's only 1 in 50 of men that admit it. I'm sure it's higher because men don't like talking about that. But 1 in 50, but 1 in 3 women, that's serious. So in 100 men, only 2% is an issue. In 100 women, almost 40 of not 40, almost 60 experience some type of problem like that. All right, I'm because of the comments, I'm gonna try to be sensitive, not put them up there. But I'm gonna let y'all do it when we keep that private. I'm gonna let y'all chat on that. Sorry, we'll let do it. Hold on. I did cover that. Now, here's a key thing. There are secondary conditions to MST, such as if a person was attacked, individual was attacked, they can get scars. You can get TBI, traumatic brain syndrome, and also, unfortunately, some form of STD, and you can get service connected for these things. Because remember, these things are unwanted. So these are people that don't have no type of respect for other people. Now, I think we went over. Look, we had an hour and 20 minutes. What we said for those you just came in a little later, we talked about what? Let's talk about what the question was. And we appreciate y'all. And we're gonna do it like that because if we do like one full thing on it, gets too heavy for some people. So we're gonna be going and putting in a little information like that, okay? We gonna come because when I did a full live stream on MST, that's kind of was real heavy. So we're gonna break it down in the sections like this. And we tied it into what we were doing. And many MST is underreported. And that's the last thing we did. Now, the question for tonight say, why are active duty military members discouraged from going to sick call? And we put that they're not part of the mission. It's not part of the mission to go to sick call. It's outside the chain of command. They know that you'll have a disabled veteran status if you get service connected, and that's a legally protected status, and the military can't just kick you out any kind of way. Evidence for passive income if you go to sick call and benefits. Military culture says that going to sick call is a sign of weakness, and their concerns why they try to discourage you from going to sick call is exaggeration of symptoms, and this often leads to underreporting. So let us know if we answered the question. Put a 1 in the chat. If we didn't answer it properly, put a 2 in the chat, and we're going to explain it to you more. No shame, no game. Now listen what it said here. I will put this to say, Cindy Queen say, thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. We appreciate you supporting our family here. Who in here? Come on. Did we answer the question? J. Oliver say we answered the question. Kevin say we answered the question. Come on. Military Mike say we answered the question. Let me pull the question back up. Okay. There's the question. Why are active duty military members discouraged from going to sick call? Charleston say we answered the question. So did John Timothy. M.G. Smith said we answered the question. Brother, I just said Brother Timothy. He said we answered the question. I'm going to get to y'all statements. Coasty said we answered the question. Cindy Queen said we answered the question. Come on, fam. And the question going to pop up every time I take them off. Mr. D says we answered the question. Betty Bob say we answered the question. So you saying when you come here, there ain't no clickbait. We getting to the real on that thing. Huh? Now y'all gonna start, y'all can chat and talk about different stuff. We're gonna go over the law, but we easing it out. So those of you that are watching this recorded, or you say, I just want the topic, now you got the topic. If you want to battle, you want to head on out, you can. You welcome to stay. We like Motel 6 here. We'll leave the light on for you. You understand? Farm Girl Rebel say we answered the question. Now let's get to these statements, fam. Let me find y'all statements. Betty Bob says that H-Town, I was wrote up by that doctor at that malingering. Oh, so she got accused of malingering because she went to a civilian doctor and had mental issues and obesity. I get to Philadelphia. Thank goodness no one believed the doctor. I was sent to Naval Hospital in Maryland. But how you say? Bethesda. I've heard of Bethesda, Maryland. Check. Praise God. Yeah, he had a witch hunt. Ego. Doctors can have egos, and doctors can be incompetent, just like anybody else can be incompetent. Military members can be incompetent. Military leaders can be incompetent. Now, some of them can start off competent and become unfit, and they'll take them off their command. Now, I remember this was kind of a hard story. Man, this messes me up. I don't know if y'all know, back in 1990s, it was a Vietnam veteran. He was an admiral, and this man was highly decorated. This blew my mind. Literally, Vietnam veteran. He was a Navy sailor and highly decorated. but he had on one pen that he didn't earn. All the other ones, all his combat medals, all his being, on the fleet and on the ship, he earned every last one of them. Somebody put a camera on him and said, "Why you wear that medal? That's proof that you never got that medal." He looked at him, and his eyes got big. Do you know he took his own life the next day? I mean, highly decorated, no faking, but I don't know why he had that pin on, and I guess I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he thought he had got it and he looked back, but you know what it means when it comes to honor. It's like, no, he felt like his whole military career. I wish that person wouldn't have threw a camera in his face behind something. To me, it's kind of petty. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how that person feels now. Then he want to come back and talk about how great the admiral was and how great. Yeah, he was. So why you tripping on that? Man gave 25, 30 years of his life to the military. Now you trying to do that. You know how they do that, that old, what was they used to call that? Inquirer magazine, old dumb stuff. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Now, maybe I'm a little biased, but I don't appreciate that. Cindy Queen, and then other people say it's stolen valor. But come on, man. The man earned everything. And it wasn't no major medal. It wasn't like he just had the medal on. I don't know. Now we won't ever know because a man's life, it bothers him like that. You ain't got nothing else to say about the good stuff he did in life. I ain't gonna never forget that. Now Charleston say, Cindy, and that's my opinion. You're entitled to yours. Cindy Queen, my first ship, 1979. I was 11 years old. Was one of the first Navy ships that had enlisted on board. ABC did a news film reel about we guys even had to take a psych test before. Wow, we have 16 watching and 18 likes. All right, now I ain't gonna ever forget that. When I saw the look on his face, he was kind of shocked, and he was getting ready to get on the sub or whatever he was getting on. I think he was getting on a sub, I don't wish that for him and his family. Charleston says, Cindy Queen, female sailor. Then he say, Cindy Queen say, thank you, Coasty. I'm getting help for all of that stuff now. I had a pretty good doctor at my community care. So listen to that, fam. Listen to what Brother Rosita D says. H-Town, when I was stationed in Korea, I was in a armor battalion. Same here. And I wasn't in Korea, but in armor battalion. And there was a case where a tanker got his roommate drunk and him while he was out. That's why I didn't ever get knocked out like that. Huh? No. Not especially not around a whole bunch of men. Now, Rose City D says he woke up later and he was hurting and spoke on it. Most men wouldn't speak on it. We had a big information about it. No names were given, but they spoke up about the incident. Wow. It's heavy. Mr. H-Town, thank you so much for discussing this. I really love this channel. And we love you, all of y'all here, man. Y'all and ladies, I don't just mean to say, man, we love y'all. We here for each other. We had to have an environment where we can talk about these things and people not being sensitive. Because you will get booted. You will get taken out of here. Betty Bops says Cindy Queen. Yeah, we have people come in like never seen them with weird names. Hey, let me come up and talk, guys. Get on up out of here. You. Now, Betty Bob says, Cindy Queen, I am really surprised. I thought they stopped that. We mentioned it about before got out. Now, listen to what Brother Charleston says. H-Town, I never heard about SHIP board, mental health doctors, uh, 76 to 85. Still don't think Navy had a board head shrink. You know, I saw that movie, you know, and y'all tell me, but he was in like in the 90s or 2000s. You remember that Anton Fisher movie when he would when Denzel Washington played the naval psychiatrist for this young man who had MST when he was younger, you know, by older a woman had adopted him, and her older daughter was, you know, doing things when he was a little kid. Now, MG Smith says a lot of old timers had those ribbons done for them. Okay. They were ribbons shop, could have been a mistake on their part. Yeah, but what I'm saying, because it wasn't no major a ribbon. Man, if I see that, I probably would start crying, man, if I saw it. You just need to look at the look on his face, because I don't think he knew he had the wrong ribbon on. He probably had been wearing it so long. This man had commendations way above that, and none of it was fake. But they brought up one ribbon. I ain't gonna ever forget that. You know, you lost a great admiral who had an impeccable record, and you know how he probably felt. Like, you know, I can't speak for him. Like, how would his sailors respect him if they think something like this of him? Boy, sometimes the news can be so reckless. And what was he doing what were they doing on the base, popping a camera in front of this admiral's face like that? I think he was coming off the ship. I think he was coming off. Man, I ain't gonna never forget that. That was in the 90s, family, the mid 90s. Never forget it till the day I die. Jay Oliver, Charleston, and they want to start talking about how great a sailor, what he did. It's too late now. You disperse this man's career. Jay Oliver says, Charleston, if they had a flight doctor about aircraft carriers, I would think they should have mental evaluators for pilots, of course. Now, Betty Bob said, and I ain't trying to have a sour note, but that touched my heart, and I ain't never forgot that to this day. You know, I just never forgot it. And he just looked like a real easygoing guy. And he had never been, and you can tell he had never been in no situation like that. He wasn't even looking for attention. All of the sailors loved him. You know, well, at least most of them, everybody spoke up. Betty Bob said Charleston Zimmerman, they had civilian therapists in Scotland, was a drunk. He said it was a drunk, huh? He needed some therapy. He or she needed some therapy. Oh, God. Y'all subjects, man. Let me see. Yeah, let me see the band I'm going to take down. Now, family. Family, look where we at. Let me check. I'm going to do a count right now. Right now, it said we got 1,993 subscribers. We need 7, according to this. I'm going to check to see if there's an update. Oh, we got one more. So correction. Correction. All right. Right now we got our subscriber count is 1,994 subscribers. How many we need to get to 2,000, family? How many? Put in the chat. How many we need to get to 2,000? Let us know. You teaching me something, MG Smith, about them ribbons. What was those ribbons? What was that about? And what was it harmless? Let me know. Is it just something? Now, what he said? See, he say always seen my blue, always sent my blue uniforms out. Had my ranking patches in blue. I have been there too long with my ribbons. Okay. All right. So how many we need? He said we need 6. We need 6 subscribers. Do y'all think we'll make it there by September 1st? Because we're trying to make it there by September. Our goal is by September 1st. And the day is what, the 27th? Well, hopefully we can get there. If not, we're going to try to shoot for it. Betty Bob said we got 17 likes and 13 watching. And then we have Brother Charlton says, Betty Bob shipmate got the best mental health in civilian life from drunks. Yeah, let me ask y'all. So nobody, the Navy in here, nobody ever saw any mental health doctors on a ship that you were on? Jay Oliver says, Kevin, now tell us, Kevin, what happened? You want to break the news to everybody? Break the news, Kevin. Tell them what's going on. Brother Kevin, how you want to do it? You want to do it here? You want to come up? What you want to do, Brother Kevin, if you here? I don't know if you're here right now. Sometimes people step out. Let us know. Let us know, brother, what you want to do. You can tell them in the chat. Do you have some good news for us? Now, but that's up to you. Smash that like button, family. If you haven't, you just come in here, you haven't had a chance, smash that like button. Share this with others. Please do so. And subscribe. For those of you that you have to be in the chat to chat. You can watch without being subscribed, but in order to chat, you have to be subscribed at least 5 days. That's to keep trolling down. They got to put some skin in the game. Now listen what Betty Bob say. Ace Town, that therapist in Scotland command was a drunk and was creepy. I saw him one time. Yeah, so you talking about on the base. They had a drunk on the base and nobody got in trouble. Let's go. We're going to kind of go over some of the VA law when we're going to go in a little more detail. Let me see what we can do here. Come on, family. Just keep chatting away. H-Town, I'm minding my business. I hear you. I hear you. So, family, let's see what we got here. Let me see. I need to close that out. Let's see. We're going to check it out. Family, y'all got any statements y'all need to make, comments, y'all can start now. Anything you want to say about the topic that we discussed tonight, you're more than welcome to do so because we really appreciate you and what y'all doing. And I think tonight, what's this here right here? Oh, no, we ain't going to do that. All right. So, family, what we're going to do here, we're going to, we probably tonight, we're not going to do the VA law. We're going to keep it going. We're going to go to the VA news. So we thank you. And with VA news, we're going to pick up on the video that we were going to watch the other night, but we had already watched the video. So we're going to see here. Give me a second. Here it goes. So let me turn this music down and I'm gonna share, and I appreciate y'all. Let's see. All right. Now, family, what we want you to know that this is, we're going to talk about veteran news, not fake news here. This is fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes to inform veterans about issues and topics that affect them and us in particular, right? So we want to thank y'all for being here. We're going to turn the music off for now. And let's get to it. Let's get to it. So we're going to see the VA OIG testifies before Congress. So let's see what the OIG representative, one of the representatives for the OIG. We're going to see what's going on. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let us know. We're going to try to, we're going to have to, if commercial come up. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what we got. The volume down some. Let me know if you can. Betty Bob say yes.
Chairwoman Kiggins, Ranking Member Ramirez, and members of the subcommittee, thank you for the opportunity to testify on the OIG's independent oversight of VHA's management of recruitment, relocation, and retention incentives. These incentives are meant to help VA entice candidates to accept hard-to-fill positions or to retain high-quality staff. Our work focused on identifying whether VHA used incentives effectively, complied with the law and VA policy, and acted as strong stewards of taxpayer dollars. As the OIG has documented, VHA faces significant staffing shortages in key positions, also known as critical need occupations. This long-standing challenge affects clinical positions, as well as non-clinical support and security functions. Critical need occupations are often difficult to fill due to the limited number and quality of candidates, unfavorable employment trends, and lack of appeal for the position's duties or geographic location. Our work shows that, despite VHA's ability to hire non-competitively, they continue to experience staffing shortages for positions fundamental to the safe and effective delivery of care to veterans. Other OIG reports highlighted weaknesses in VA's processes and controls governing the use of pay incentives. Our 2017 audit found that VA needed to improve controls over recruitment, relocation, and retention incentives to ensure they were strategically and prudently used. We also reported in May 2024 that VA awarded $10.8 million in critical skill incentives to nearly all VHA and VBA central office executives without required support, showing the employee possessed a high demand skill or skill that is at a shortage. Over 182 senior executives received payments averaging about $60,000 each.
What you say? Thank you. We want to give special thanks to Betty Boss for breaking this news with us. They did what? At least $60,000 bonuses for VA and these executives. They're always giving themselves kickbacks. You wonder why you didn't get your rating that you were supposed to get. Why it took you so long to get your rating? Because it seemed like somebody was getting some of that back pay. That money coming from somewhere. Unauthorized bonuses, excuse me. They say fraud and abuse in VA bonus system. That's the title. So if it's fraud and abuse, tell me this here, riddle me this, Batman. Why ain't anybody in jail? Why this ain't breaking news on ABC, NBC? They still talking about what R. Kelly ate for breakfast yesterday. Come on now. If they say they got 60, you think that's where it stopped? That's what was on paper. Now they talk about veteran fraud, and that one veteran, he put the he had the car allowance. Boy, he misspent that money on that car modifying it, and they did the perp walk on him. They did the perp walk. They trotted him out. Where are all these executives? Where are their faces? Huh? Where are their mug shots? Why aren't they doing the perp walk? Perpetrator, that's what perp walk is. Come on, fam. This is something else.
Subsequently, over 90% of those funds had been recouped. We close the recommendations for both.
So they talking about most of it. What percentage been recouped? Let me see that again.
We close the recommendations for both the 2017
Nah.
each. Subsequently, over 90% of those funds had been recouped.
So no matter whether you recruit, if you commit a crime, they sent Wesley Sykes to jail for back taxes even after he paid them. Excuse me? Oh, it's been recouped. So I go break in the bank, steal the money, then collect interest off of it, bring the money back and say, you know what? Here's the money back. Not all of them did it, but 90%. Now listen to what our brother says here. Our brother Charlton says, H-Town, is that bonus for Raiders or VBA supervisors? They say higher level executives. They're not specific yet. This is my first time seeing it. They're still working. Yeah, well, yeah, but I haven't heard no firing yet. If whatever's important, he should be saying in this video when he before Congress, right? So let's see. They just talking about they got the money back, huh? They don't get fired. They get transferred. You understand? If that, and they gonna steal the bonus money back some other way.
We close the recommendations for both the 2017 and 2024 reports because VA provided sufficient evidence to show action had been taken to implement needed changes. However, the OIG continued to monitor VA's use of these important staffing tools. Last month, we published a report that evaluated VA's controls over and governance of recruitment, relocation, and retention incentives. It focused on awards paid to VHA employees from fiscal years 2020 through 2023 and tested many of VA's actions taken in response to the 2017 OIG report. Overall, we found that VA used incentives extensively to address critical staffing needs. In fiscal years 22 and 23, nearly 90% of incentives went to employees in occupations on staffing shortage lists. However, VA did not effectively govern the process to ensure that VHA officials consistently captured information required to support the awards. Key forms were missing or lacked sufficient justifications and approval signatures. This information helps confirm incentives are properly used and is needed to carry out effective oversight. Consequently, we found that VA's prior corrective actions to implement our 2017 report recommendations were not sustained as policies were not routinely followed.
So they back at their old dirt. Oh yeah, okay, my brother say he back. Good to see, good to see. They back to their old dirtbag moves again. They reprimand her and they back to giving the bonuses again. Because there ain't no punishment. Now these same people have problems giving us our back pay, have problems awarding us for special monthly compensation and other things, but they got no problem dishing out. Now listen to me. I say dishing out all type of bonuses. Now, some people got the bonuses that deserved them. But after being checked in 2017, between 2019 and 2022, they shouldn't be doing it again. I told you the VA broke the rules. Did I lie to you or did I tell you the truth? Now, listen. Charlton Zimmerman say, working for the VA is a honeypot, not for veterans. Oh, God. Now, family, I need to know because I'm not here to give you negative news. Do y'all want me to keep covering stuff like this or y'all rather not know? Just tell me the truth. if you want to keep me you want me to keep talking about stuff like this here, give me a 1 in the chat or a thumbs up. If you don't want me to keep talking about these type of topics because they may upset you and you may not want to talk about them but maybe once a year or not when they break, give me a 2 in the chat or a thumbs down. Let us know, fam, because we don't want it to work y'all up because this stuff is frustrating. If you want to keep hearing about the where your money going, you working like just hard getting lawyers. Now, Mr. D said yes. Jay Oliver say, shame the devil. Now, Kevin Kobarcia, kind of on my perspective, it's kind of upsetting to me, and I don't really, I can do without it. That's why I watch the news, but I'm reporting the news. Now, Charleston say he want to know what's going on. Cindy Queen say she want to know. She say they don't have a problem sending out reduction letters while they get these bonuses. Huh? Now, this time it ain't me. Our sister Cindy Queen is yelling it because ain't nobody else telling it. Huh? Come on now. Oh, Lord. My God. Thank you, everybody. Thank Betty Bob for this article. I told you I was going on. She gave me the evidence. Military Mike say 1. He want to keep hearing about it. It's 2 of us that don't want. Me and Kevin, we trying to dodge it. Man, I just, because it irritates me. Betty Bob, I mean that from my heart too. But I respect y'all vote. Betty Bob says she want to hear about it. Now listen to what Charleston says. Brother Charleston says, truth shall set you free. Amen. What can I say? That's still good news. Now, Jay Oliver say, it's important. It's a part of the VA budget, our budget. So when they getting these bonuses, do you think that's kind of affecting our money too? And how many claims they approve? And how many claims they don't approve and deny? Do you think that's connected? She said, don't thank me. Listen, she said, I was pissed off about this mess. She said, don't thank me. I'm like, with 3 of us now, let's get some more so we can stop watching these type of videos. That's 3, me, Kevin, and our brother John Timothy, because this stuff make me hot. We know it's wrong, but some of y'all saying we need to know what's happening out here. Kevin say the truth ain't paying either. No. The truth ain't paying, ain't giving, because they not doing nothing about it. See, that's our argument on the other side, y'all. What's going to change? And does it really surprise you? Let me ask you, who's surprised by this? And how low can they go that they do us like this and they play in our face? And why ain't Congress and the Senate prosecuting these people, cleaning house? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Charleston, where's Pastor Dougie at? I thought he leading the VA. Shouldn't he have something to say about this? Pastor Dougie, if he knew about this, heads would be rolling right now. Huh? The good reverend would be preaching fire and brimstone. Did you hear what I'm saying? Charles, don't you say nothing bad about Pastor Dougie. Don't you say nothing. That man is the salt of the earth. But we sure can't find him right now. Like Miss Benita used to say on Living Color. Now, I ain't one to gossip. You ain't heard it from me. My God. Whoa, Lord. Oh. Charleston say, kudos should make Betty Bops. Jay Allen say he probably sent Pope Leo a PowerPoint. Hold on, I should be laughing. Hold on, let me do it. Hold on. Hold on, I can't be laughing into this thing. Like, hold on. Where's the mute button? I can't find it. Now, J. Oliver, you ain't allowed to do that again, man, because you got me out of character, man. You can't do that, man. Come on, man. Why you can't be nice? Why you can't play nice? Yeah, he never got to say, I want to report. You sending me PowerPoints. Betty Bob say, after Pastor Dougie said we were victims. And he said, hold on. We just missed something, y'all. Wait a minute. They're reducing the workforce at the VA, but they're giving bonuses to executives and high-ranking officials at the VA while they're trying to reduce it by thousands. Make that make sense. How do you ever get bonuses for your workforce being reduced, or it's not working the way it should? It's, according to Pastor Dougie, it is not functioning properly. So why did people get bonuses? Well, this is back in 2022, but I'm sure it happened also under Trump's term too, the first time. And why he ain't doing nothing about this here? Why he ain't at the forefront of correcting it? Now he's in charge now. Now Kevin Colbert Senior say, Pastor is brought and paid for. Wow, you starting to sound like love. Don't say Dougie probably getting kickbacks too. Reverend now, that's the good reverend. That's the right reverend now. That is a Southern preacher, a man of God. You think he'd take a kickback? He was a chaplain in the military. Uh-oh. Listen to what Charleston said. Pastor Dougie in a spider hole like Saddam was, duck and cover. Remember when they got him out that hole, and they asked that soldier asked, he said, I am Saddam Hussein, the president of Iraq. And you know what that soldier told him? He say, and President Bush sends his regards. Oh my God, fam. It's a numbers game, and the numbers ain't for us. No. Cindy Queen. Welcome, Dome. She say, Kevin Colbert Senior say, we are playing a rigged game. Jay Oliver say, okay, hi, Dome. Yes, indeed. This is a rigged game, and it ain't rigged in our behalf. Now let's finish this up. Let's get this on out the way. They put less than a minute and a half left. This is too much, family. What's this here? What's all this here? All right, here we go.
Overall, we estimated that the award justification could not be verified or is insufficient for 30% of VHA employees that received incentive payments. This amounted to about $341 million in incentives that were not adequately supported. Our team
Family, not 300,000, 300 million. 300 million that can't be accounted for. What they doing with the money? They just breaking it up on their own. Well, what about us? We got to scrape, get lawyers, get VSOs, go to consulting companies, put our money in there, and they divvying up the pot, the honey pot that is. My God. Man. Family. They saying hi to Dome. Why don't Congress audit the VA? Why don't they? What is their incentive? Why did they look? Jay say Doge audit the government. They did. Kind of wish do you kind of wish Elon Musk was there right now? Because he was getting to them funds. Now listen, Mr. D say they think $400 billion budget. Nobody's going to miss $1 billion or $2 billion. Now, it wasn't $1 billion or $2 billion. It was, let me say, yeah, $1 billion or $2 billion. You're right, it was. Let me get that amount again. Lord have mercy. This stuff is crazy, family. What's really going? They skimming. We got 19. We got 19 watching and 19 likes. Thank y'all, family. Kevin say, if we talk about saving government money right now, yeah, that's kind of contradiction. Now, Charleston say, evening, Dawn. Welcome to H-Town Star Magazine show. Boy, you out of control. You out of control. They give me a hard time over here, man. Now let's see, family. This ain't but a 5-minute video. We got 1 minute left, and it's just been weighing us out.
Team also found 28 VHA employees who received retention incentive payments long after their award period had expired. These individuals.
So they got money after the award period had expired. They were still getting money out the kitty. You understand? Look, he say, we're talking about practices. Kevin Cowboy City say, exactly, Jay. You think they just started doing this? And y'all wonder why it's so hard to prove our claims? Who's guarding the hen house?
Individuals were improperly paid for an additional 8 years on average, totaling about $4.6 million. In conclusion, the OIG's oversight work has highlighted VHA's ongoing challenges with addressing severe occupational shortages in essential positions. Our reports have also shown that attempts to narrow those staffing gaps through recruitment, relocation, and retention incentives do not consistently follow requirements. It is also concerning that these issues are not routinely detected by VA's quality control measures. VHA must emphasize to responsible personnel the importance of following policies and procedures to safeguard against improper payments. OIG teams will continue to monitor VHA staffing needs and the use of incentive payments. In doing so, VHA will be held accountable for securing qualified personnel to provide high-quality care to veterans while making the most effective use of taxpayer dollars. Chairwoman Kiggins, this concludes my statement. I would be happy to answer any questions you or members of the subcommittee may have.
We got to get that. I had to be a part 2 on that. Now, Kevin say this is a corrupt system, checks and balances. Right. Man, what's going on, family? What's really going on? Who's in charge over there at the VA? So, in the words of DMX, somebody let me know. All right, family, this is, well, that's the news. Now, I'm gonna say the other one. That was heavy enough. We need to really, soak that one in. Wow. What y'all think, family? Let us know. I can pull back up the news screen. We can talk about the news a little bit, some as much y'all want to, because hey, let's see, man. That was heavy. That was 5 minutes, and that was heavy. Man. Man, what's really going on, fam? Let's talk about that news. Now listen to what our brothers say here. This really hits me, man, because I know how much energy y'all put in to getting your claims approved. Gary Walker say very concerning. So if I understand, the fraud is them, not us. Are they signing any paperwork? They getting bonuses 8 years after they shouldn't have got them. For 8 years after they shouldn't have got them. So once they stop being qualified, that means that's illegal. Whenever you get money under fraudulent conditions, right, my brother? Kevin say, have you seen him? Have you seen him? Where is Dougie at? He's probably getting to the bottom of it. Don't knock my pastor out yet. Jay Oliver say measures, processes, procedure, oversight and practices, alignment. Then brother Kevin Cobar Sr. says evening. Garrett, man. Kevin said Kevin Cobar Sr. said exactly, Gary. Jay Oliver say hi. Oh man, this is heavy. Oh, don't say that. Oh Lord. I couldn't even read. I hope it ain't I read part of your statement. I think I know what it's about to say. Is this the reason for all the personnel reductions? If it is, that's a sad state of affairs. Family, here we want to bring you the information that you're not going to get anywhere else like this, because we're not here for the politicians. Ain't nobody what it say? Nobody putting money in my pocket, but I ain't gonna turn it down, but I'm gonna still preach the truth. People can donate, but they can't buy me. That happened before, right? How'd that work out? They say, but everybody got a price. Not with my integrity. I might be mad, like, God dog, I should have took some of that money. Nah, but that ain't how I live. I get it how I live, baby. You understand? Kevin says Dougie better stay in his lane. Yeah. Man, this is heavy. But y'all listen to what he said. Now, man, let's get this back up here. Come on, I got it. Family, we going on the news. Brother asked the question. Costa hit it home. He said, is this the real reason for the personnel reductions? They're giving out all the money and bonuses so they can't afford to pay the employees. So what about us? If you don't have enough people, I guess as long as they comfortable. Did you hear anything about anybody going to jail? You hear anything about them prosecute like they would prosecute us over $500? They'd make us pay a repayment plan or garnish our whole check. Would they do us like this, or am I lying? Now listen to Mr. D say, $1 for veteran and $2 for them. Kevin Cobar Sr. say, Coasty, true. You telling. Yes, indeed. Then Gary Walker says, hi, Charleston Zimmerman. Jay Oliver say, AI plus bonus minus people equal more deferrals and denials. Do you think this will have an effect on our claims? Do you think the way they're handling these finances, giving out these bonuses for years, we talking about going back 8 years or more, do you think that this is going to affect or have been affecting the way our claims are being processed? Let us know. Now, Charleston says, Pastor Dougie better get right with Jesus is all I got to say. Wow. A pastor that has to get right with Jesus. And he's supposed to be leading the flock toward the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm confused. That really, I didn't. But okay, did we pull him in prematurely? Does he have to take full responsibility for some stuff that happened outside his leadership? Or are we holding him accountable because he's not saying nothing now, what he's going to do to fix the problem? Do you think, let me ask you this here, do you think the way Pastor Doug is going at the staff, is he going to go after these high-level executives and heads are going to roll? If you think Pastor Dougie is going to go after these executives, put a yes in the chat or a thumbs up. If you don't think he's going to go after them, put a no in the chat thumbs down. Or he's going to go after these executives and expect them to pay back all that money. Only the money that they didn't deserve to get now. That's what I'm saying. Family, if you joined us late, we going over breaking news. We have where VA high level employees were getting all type of over 300 and something, 350 million dollars in bonuses when they didn't deserve it. Do you think he's going to do something about it? Now listen to what he said. Gary said, yes, it's likely to have an effect on our claims and VA benefits. How do you think it's going to affect our VA benefits? I need to know that because I get VA benefits. Let us know. Now, Kevin said, yes, he is the head of the VA. Okay. Kevin said, no, he ain't going to do nothing about it. Charleston say, no, he ain't going to do nothing about it. Jay Oliver said, no, the administration has him busy with peripheral duties. Now, listen, everybody show love to Vin Olive. Says, good evening, H-Town and everyone. So glad to see you, fam. Betty Bob say, no. He ain't going to do nothing about these executives getting all this money. That is not in his job description. Oh, interesting, because the purse is handled through Congress. Okay. That's not his job. Do you think he'll at least speak up about it? He speak up about everything else. Kevin Kobar Sr. say, cover up. Jay Oliver say, the guy that was over his right shoulder at the hearing has to step up. Come on now. Kevin say, evening, Van. Now, let's get to it, family. We almost done. Let me see. Now, about our channel. Y'all can keep it going now, fam. About our channel. Our channel, and Brother Charleston say, evening, Van, Olive. Okay. About our channel. We're interactive, informative, respectful, protective, troll-free, and transparent. And we work hard to stay that way. That's our mission and vision. And we put out quality product. And family, when we're doing it, we put out the best quality slides, information, making sure it's solid. You understand? And we're here to protect the brand. Let me know, family, if you're going to help me to protect the brand of the H-Town Vet, because it ain't me. This thing is bigger than Nino Brown. If you watch New Jack City, you know what I'm talking about. Or y'all, who's willing to help me? Let me ask you this here. I ain't gonna ask. I don't want to call nobody out. No, I won't call nobody out. What can you, if you got any ideas on what can be done, what can you do? What can we do to protect the brand? Give me some ideas. The H-Town, we trying to build, and as we get toward 2000, we're gonna have some haters. We can ignore some things. A lot of stuff we ignore, but some things we're gonna have to deal with. What can we do to protect the channel brand? Huh? Y'all saying I can't be caught on OnlyFans with one of them lonely fans models in her early 60s. Oh boy, they say some women charge a lot of money, so I can't afford the young ones. Gary Walker say the Secretary of the Department VA. Let me say this again. The Secretary of the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs reports to the President on the United States. Okay. Of the United States. That's who we report to. Okay. Come on, let's do this here. Let us know what can we do to protect the brand here, fam. One thing we always do, make sure you're doing, if anybody's helping you, the information we gave is right out here. We give you information that's verifiable. So always verify when somebody say they're going to help you with something, verify the information, fam. Your opinion counts here. And we want to give a special thanks to Brother Kevin for bringing up the topics. He went to the suggestion box and he emailed, and we brainstormed ideas and he put them down. Very good ones, bro. About credit card workshop and this. Thank you. So we thank you for doing that, fam. And if you got any ideas, put them in the suggestion box. That's what sets us apart here. Your opinion counts. Huh? Now we at the end of it. Join the conversation. Any comments, states, and he said, Brother Kevin said, no problem. We appreciate you, brother. See, because what we have to do here, we're growing together. I'm growing with y'all with this channel. There's no desire to separate myself from y'all. The way we set it up might be different as it grows now, because like you have to do certain things and everything. I haven't done that yet. I haven't been monetized, but I could, but I just haven't done it yet. Be honest with you, I don't know how to do it. I tried and got frustrated. So any question? After party. Look what that say right there. Everybody, did you see that? Kevin Colbart Sr. says, Hondo Club Party, 100% PNT. Ain't no party like a West Coast party because a West Coast party don't stop. Ain't no party like an East Coast party because the East Coast party don't stop. Ain't no party like a Southern party because the Southern party don't stop. Ain't no party like a Midwest party because the Midwest party don't stop. Who did I leave out? What would you call that area? Arizona. What they call that area? In Colorado. Everybody show love to our brother. Then we got we in the after party. Jay Oliver said, that's Kevin Hondo Club Colbart Sr. That's your new middle name. Huh? Kevin Hondo Club Colbart Sr. I hear you. Everybody show him love. We had our brother get his 100% permit total last night. Our brother just got his official. Last night he said it was a possibility. He wasn't official yet. And that for Brother Kevin. MG Smith say Kevin Hondo brother. That's what I'm saying. Are you gonna buy a Hondo? A Hyundai? Now Kevin Colbart Sr. say, like that, Jay. Mr. D says, congratulations, Marine. Yes, indeed. Now, what is that little saying y'all say to each other? Is it simplify? Because I hope I said it right. Now, Jay Oliver said, let us know. Congratulations, celebration. Kevin say, thank you all. You deserve it, brother. It ain't about me. It ain't about you. It's about us. You hear me? You deserve it. Show this brother some love. Vin Olive says, outstanding, Kevin. Yeah, you sacrificed, man. You went through a lot. And we was here for you. And we appreciate you. Come up there. Then Betty Bob say, Kevin Colbart Sr., congratulations. And he said it. Kevin Colbart Sr. say, simplify. Then we have Charleston Zimmerman, congrats. Kevin Colbart Sr., we're not going to be happy until we're going to do everything until you get your 100%, all the way up and keep going up and up until you get that 100%. And that's for everybody else in here. You say, how you know? You wouldn't be in here if you didn't deserve it. All of us went through stuff in that military. If they got bonuses for these people, shouldn't they give us our money? They should give the people that's sitting here with 0, 10% ratings, 20% ratings, but they got bonuses for people that didn't even qualify for them. Vin Olive say, Hondo Club member here too. Hard 25-year fight. Woo! Man. Now, Costa say, congratulations, Kevin. Then Kevin Colbart Sr., I want to go live next time. That's what I'm about to say. Next time, I'm so tired now, brother. But next time, well, I didn't want to put you on the spot either, and I'm tired as heck. Oh man, I'm so blessed, family, and I mean this from my heart. I ain't hating on my brother. I'm happy for him, and you better be happy too, because that's the only way you get blessed. If you sit there and encourage other people when they doing their thing, huh? Come on, look at the love. You definitely can, my brother. Jay Oliver say, that was a treacherous low crawl, my brother. He say, treacherous? How you say treacherous? I think that was treacherous. I had never heard that word spelled. Never saw it spelled. Alaska Knight say, congratulations, Kevin. Then MG Smith say, congratulations, Vin Olive, Hendy brother. And then Betty Bob say, Van Olive, congratulations you also. Thank you. 25-year struggle for Van Olive now. Come on now. Talking about the situation he was in. Both of these brothers. And that brother came last night. He been in a long time, but he just came back. He got his 100% permanent total. So family, are y'all seeing a pattern of everybody getting blessed? Not just because of the channel, it's because you're becoming focused and you got your mind made up that you ain't gonna take nothing less. Kevin Cobarsine say, I am moving next week to Clarksville next week. Come on now. Now you say H-Town, that's why I had to mind my business. I wanted to tell it. I did too. That's why I got quiet when he didn't say nothing. Coasted, because you can't take nobody moment. But I can't hold ice water. I be, yeah, guess what? Yeah, brother Kevin, 100%. Oh, I didn't mean to say it. I take it back. And keep my mouth shut. Coasted, hi Van Olive, congratulations. He kind of hinted last time, but he finally had it solid. We thank him. We so glad for him. We pray for him. Because it's gonna be kind of hard now. You're gonna feel, I ain't gonna say hard, it's gonna be easier, but you're gonna feel that when you decompress, sometimes we get a little like, man, wow. But you keep your head up. Kevin, if you need a ride to the bank, brother Kevin Kobar Sr., let me know. I don't steal no more. Or no less. Kevin says, Van, congratulations, brother. Yes, indeed. We have 21 likes and 11 watching. Then we have our brother Charleston Zimmerman says, Kevin Cobart Sr. by train, last train to Clarksville. MG Smith says, this was a very good night for 100% hundos. Yes, indeed. Then Betty Bob says, H-Town, I had to get Kevin to go get Kevin. Yes, okay. Now listen. Kevin said, I will make a donation to the channel. Hey, we ain't turning nothing down but our collar. Oh, but Kevin, I ain't got no collar. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You're a blessing, man. We thank you. And we're going to put it in, we're going to use it properly. You see what we've been doing, keeping all this stuff, keeping the lights on. You see that? All that stuff got button back. I got the little light on my face. Now, listen, we appreciate you. Jay Oliver say, it's not the last train to Clarksville. It's by auto. Okay. Now, listen, Jay Oliver say the song by the rock group, The Monkees. Hey, we're the Monkees, and we're not monkeying around. You think I forgot that? Now, family, I just want to say thank y'all. And congratulations to Brother Vin Olive and Brother Kevin Kobar Sr. And our brother, I forget his name from last live stream, that picture when he's sitting in the car. We want to thank him also. Family, this is what it's all about. It's about you benefiting from the channel, growing from the channel. Remember, what is our goals? To inform you what your benefits are. I mean, first to help you get those benefits, to inform you what the benefits that come with the package. that you have, and then help you to protect those benefits. And we've done it. We've done this here. We ain't been here but 2.5 hours. Anything else before we leave? Want to hear from you. We've been talking the whole time. Family, we got 20 people there. Questions, comments, concerns, opinions, feedback, or reviews on what we covered. Now listen. Make sure I ain't missing that. Let us know here. What's the weather like where you at? Raining, snowing? What's the temperature where you at? Let us know. Now, family. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all know how hard it is. I don't know. 70 and 90% ain't the same as 100%. You get paid more money, Bennett. It's hard because it's a big gap between 90% pay and 100% pay. And they need to increase that for us. That needs to be what y'all think for a single veteran right now. It's for what let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Right now, for a single veteran that's 100%, they get paid $3,831.30. How much you think that should be, family? And they should raise all the rest of them 10%, all the way up to 90. Thank y'all for letting me know what's going on. Now let's see what our brothers say here. What should we get paid every month? And it should be more for the ones with dependents, of course. Now let's see. It's $1,800. I mean, $3,400 and about $3,831. I think it is right now. Now Gary say Hundo Club is terrible. It's terrible and validating. Hundo Club members are going through a lot. Yes, indeed. All day, every day, and every night. That's what I said. You know, you get the good stuff, but it's rough because we didn't get this for no reason. You know, we have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. How much y'all think we should get every month? Our brother said we should get, JR would say $5,000 a month, tax free. $5,000 base price for just a single vet. I think that's fair. I think that's kind of what I was thinking. Or am I just riding it? Let me see what we say here. Do a lot all day, every day. Okay, yeah. Now listen, MG Smith says, I'm the closest to Clarksville. If anybody gives him a ride to the bank, I'll volunteer. I'm back. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm quiet. He say, do I make an appointment to get my ID? Yes. Or you need to call up there and see what the requirements are for you to get your ID. It depends on the base. I always like going up there, have your birth certificate and everything with you. And once you get your ID card, you can take whoever else in your family that if you choose to give them one too. You know, it's up to you. But you need to get yours straight first. Now, Betty Bob's 22 likes and 16 watching. Find out what the requirements, the closest one to your area. Make sure you have that award letter. Huh? Kevin Cope, and you make sure that they put permanent on there. You hear me? Kevin Cope, see you say, okay, MG Smith. Betty Bob says, oh, MG Smith and just cut me out of the game. I was going to drive all the way down here from South Texas. You understand? He just to cut me out the hustle, man. Now, Betty Bob says, 22 likes and 16 watching. Family, y'all been coming in here. We appreciate you. Now, Charleston say it's 79 degrees in Pennsylvania, still humid. Now, Betty Bob says 85 degrees off and raining. Right now here in my area, it is 84 degrees. Just went from 85 to 84 degrees. And it's not rain. It's been kind of raining off and on. Now, Kevin Kobar Sr. says it should be at least 4,500 for a single veteran. And with dependents, it should go up from there. Now listen to what Cindy Queen said. I agree with you, Mr. H-Town. We need a raise. Somebody recommended a raise. I didn't go over that tonight. Hold on. Let me see if I got that. God dog, I forgot to cover that. Let me see, can I find it? I guess I didn't. Yeah, I got it right here. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm glad you brought that up, sister. Jay say $5,000. Then MG Smith says 80 degrees, partially cloudy, Cooksville, Tennessee. Kevin says Millington, Tennessee. Then we have Mr. D say if you 50%, you should get half off the 100% pay. I think they should do it like that. That the number should add up with the percentage. And that would be a lot better because 50% would be like $2,000 a month. Yeah, I think that would be fair. Say, me and wifey, okay, yeah, I'll get those IDs. Now, and you got to get that Champ VA for her and Chapter 35. Cindy Queen, up to how you want to do in your family. I ain't trying to run your family. Say 60 degrees and lots of sunshine here in California. Ain't none of us talking about 60 degrees. We know she living good. Kevin Kobar-Senior say 90 degrees here in Memphis. Then we have Charleston Zimmerman says, Kevin, make a MAC flight to Hawaii for you and your wife. She will be able to go with you. I don't know about dependents. So that's why you want to have your ID card and hers. Here's the thing. You need to make sure that they put permanent on there. So show your permanent status that on that ID card. MG Smith say, I went to the Armory for inactive reserve. Okay. Coasty say 72 degrees in Massachusetts. Now, Military Mike says 85 degrees and rainy down there in Louisiana. Now, Betty Bob said in Maryland, Kevin Kobar Sr., Hawaii is beautiful. Oh, I thought she was going to say a temperature. Then we have Jay Oliver says, it's easy if you fill out your Champ VA application for your dependents first online, B, set up an appointment for you and your spouse and and your kids, 3 appointments, bring birth certificate, time out for the ID cards, birth certificate, marriage and ID, Social Security cards, and make sure you got that award letter. Now, MG Smith say, I'm in active duty reserve. It was in the Army to get my ID. Find out where they do the IDs in your area, Kevin Kobar Sr. Military Mike say, MG Smith, do you ever go to Fort Campbell? He say, no, never did get there. Okay. Now, fam, so fam, we've covered it and we thank you. And we went into it. And I really enjoyed this thumbnail because I wanted to do something different. I want to have it. And I think that set the point. That's an actual military photo, of some dated military vehicles. You can see in the corner to the left, you see somebody standing behind the vehicle. They don't know they become famous. He said it was Fort Campbell in Kentucky military Mike. He say is Fort Campbell in Kentucky military Mike. He say me and my military Mike say me and my wife got our IDs at Fort Johnson. Can they go at the same time and get them? Let me know that. That's what I want to know, military Mike. Can the spouse go at the same time and get the military ID? Fam, we're going to pull this up because I thank Cindy Queen for bringing up about raises, because after I brought it up, that's what I'm supposed to do. He said, yes, it is MG Smith. He said to military Mike. He said, Get Walks H-Town. I am disabled vet, married to a disabled vet. Does that make any difference? 26 years married. I mean, difference as far as what? No, it's good. So this, I want you to understand. You can add them as a dependent and they can add you as a dependent, and y'all both can get paid for each other. Did you know that? Check with the VA to see if I'm making that up. So you can add, because one veteran benefit should not be denied for the other one. Go check and see if what I'm saying true. Especially anytime it's dealing with money. Yeah, so let's say you add them as dependent. If y'all both y'all over 30% or not. Now, then Oliver says, now here's the thing: if y'all both 100%, who gonna be on whose other ID card? That's wild. She gonna have you on Child VA, and you better take it. Now that's a blessing. Now, Gary, if she's 100, let me see. You say y'all both disabled. If y'all both get 100%, you can get Child VA because you're her dependent, and you better go outside to different hospitals. You can move freer than community care, my partner. Now, Vienna Oliver says spouse can go at the same time for the ID. Okay, I need to know that. I didn't know for sure. That's why I didn't. And I ain't gonna pull this up with Jay Oliver talking to our brother. If y'all talk about certain things, I'm gonna kind of be quiet on that. I want to pull it up. Family, we went over the questions. Let me pull this up on the screen. Share my screen. Now, Senator Moran and Blumenthal introduced a bill. Come on, family, let's talk about it. So here's the bill, family. Are you listening to me? Senator Moran and Blumenthal introduced bill to deliver cost of living increase for veterans. Now, Jerry Moran, Republican from Congress, and Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from, I guess, Connecticut, chair and ranking member of the Senate Committee on Veteran Affairs today, which was on, at this time, it was July the 23rd, 2025. Today introduced legislation to make, let me get this up here where I can see it bigger. It ain't no bigger, so I'm gonna minimize. Legislation to make certain the rate of disability compensation and other financial benefits from the Department of Veteran Affairs. Hold on, let me see what that says. Introduce legislation to make certain the rate of disability compensation and other financial benefits from the Department of Veteran Affairs for veterans and military survivors keep pace with the cost of living and inflation. Well, it already does that. I need them to give us some extra money. I want to give some of them bonus money they give it to the VA employees. Now listen what the quote. Let's see the quote from Senator. I think this is from Senator Moran. Say, we have a commitment to care for our veterans and their family, and the annual cost of living adjustment make certain VA benefits are kept up with the changes in our economy. That's fair. I like that, said Senator Moran. I hope I'm saying his name right. Let me see, and if it is him, they got some women named Jerry. These adjustments will help VA better support veterans living with a disability, their dependents, and survivors by keeping pace with inflation and Social Security benefits increase in providing veterans and their families the financial stability they deserve. Now, I don't know if this is any different from Social Security. Tell me if this is different. Am I missing something? Now, let's listen to Senator Blumenthal. He says veterans deserve a fair shake amid the rising cost of housing and inflation. I think they need to do a cost of living increase for us. This is H-Town talking twice a year, huh? That said, Senator Blumenthal, I'm proud to join Chairman Moran to introduce this legislation that will make sure veterans and their families VA benefits are keeping pace with these costs. It's what we promise veterans and what they earn. I like that. He a veteran too. He talking the real talk. I get on him because but I think he's. Let me see. Now listen to what so that's all I'm gonna read for that for now. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Now let's keep that up there. Now, Betty Bob says that H-Town, that is true. We both claim each other and get spouse pay. Did you hear me? I remember I put that in the video, but I forgot. Sometimes my brain be kind of be draining. Isn't that a weird statement? Betty Bob say 21 likes, 21 watching. We love you. Now listen to this. Military Mike say absolutely yes. We bought our marriage license, VA award letter, and my official retirement orders. Come on now. Man, it's good to have somebody by your side, man. Somebody you can walk down the middle of the road with. You understand? Charleston says, but H-Town thought Congress on vacation, out of session. They doing things. Maybe they doing it online from home. Family, we at 2 hours and 43 minutes. We're gonna get ready to close it out. So let's say our final goodbyes to everyone. Let's say good night. So for me, good night, H-Town family. Good night. So family, let's say good night to each other. Because we got 21 in here. We got 24. We're getting ready to say good night. So hopefully y'all can stay long enough to say good night to the family here. We really appreciate y'all. We thank you for joining us. We covered the topic for tonight, and we really appreciate you. And we're going to continue to bring you the quality information that you need, that we all need. I need this. Now listen to what Sister Sydney Queen said. This is the hardest part of this show, Mr. H-Town, sir. Yes, indeed. It's hard for me too. But when we do it, I'm able to have more quality stuff, and we're gonna keep coming back, and hopefully we can have more nights. I just been really busy, family, cutting that yard and doing all kind of stuff, trying to clean that garage up, taking care of my family. Charleston say good night, family. Keep cool. They got to deal with me at the house. They here too, so I know I run them crazy sometimes. I be up all in the mornings and different things. Betty Bob say good night, Charleston Zimmerman and family. Can't wait to see you all again. Good night, Cindy Queen. Family, y'all are doing this thing. Coasty said, good night, family. Come on now. John Timothy say good night. Listen to what Betty Bob says. Ace Town, good night. Have a beautiful week. Want you to do the same. I want you to do the same, my sister. Alaska Night say good night. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna get some sleep. I ain't never put my thumb in my mouth. I never been one of those kids, but I used to bite my fingernails. Do it every once in a while now, but I don't bite them like that no more. MG Smith say Ace Town, good night and family. Betty Bob say good night, Alaskan Ice. And we want to give special thanks to Bionic Woman. She's not here. I'm shouting her out. I want to give thanks to Dogface Soldier, Junior, even Glock. I miss him. Very some authentic people helping us. Junior, Jordan 11 Bravo. I know y'all out there, family, but letting you know we got love for you here. You understand what I'm saying? Madre, he just shows up. He be donating all kind of money. We don't see him, but he still donate. Cindy Queen, because some people busy, they got a life. Mr. H Town, sir, it's almost time for the red velvet cake. Oh Lord, I love that too. This older lady named Miss Homestead, my grandmother friend, make me my birthday cake, and I thank God for her. I'm sure she passed now, and she make me a 3-layer cake with pecans on it. This woman could cook cakes, and let me tell you, because my grandmother was not as good at cakes as her mother, which was my great grandmother, and both of them was in my life. My great grandmother lived till she was 95. My grandmother lived at 86, I want to say. And but certain people could cook cakes. She could tell the difference because her mom let her know. That cake ain't just this, but I never could tell the difference. Her cakes was wonderful to me. But my grandmother could cook better pies than her mother when it comes to sweet potato. Or just as good. I ain't gonna say better. I can't say better. But she preferred, I say better because she preferred her daughter's pies, which was my grandmother. She preferred, she said, "Nah, you go ahead and cook that, Carter." She always tried to compete with her mom. When my great grandmother told her, "You don't have enough vanilla extract in this cake," my grandmother head went down like that. I said, "Oh, she act like she's a little child. She's, my grandmother." Now listen, Gary Walker said, "Another great job, H-Town. This is a comfortable, healthy space. Good night, everyone." Come on now. Now let's see what Jay Oliver bringing it home with. Say good night, veteran family, and congratulations to our nearly awarded veterans. Continue strength and focus to those dug in on the mission to PNT. For all of you that don't have it yet, we pushing for you too. Y'all see how we changing lives and each other's lives. Betty Bob say good night. KC, Kevin Cobarcine, congratulations again. Now, and Military Mike say my birthday is August the 7th. And when August get here, we're gonna be asking y'all who have birthday in August. We're gonna do that every month. Mine ain't until September. Now, did I have to drop that? Was that necessary? Then I'll say, great live as usual. Good night, H-Town and everyone. I felt like I was a little sluggish tonight. Say, sorry, Military Mike. No cake for you. Oh, I shouldn't be messing. Hold on. Let me be quiet. Hold on. Don't start no trouble. He said, I understand. Oh Lord, I'm clicking. I didn't mean to click that. I'm starting to mess up in there. Family, we want to thank you. For those that didn't get to watch the whole broadcast, we want y'all to have a wonderful night. We're starting to have 17 to 24 people it got up to. I remember when we started out with the president election, we had over 35 people up in there one time. So, family, we are enjoying ourselves by bringing quality and respect to each other. Okay? So until next time, we're gonna see you on if the how the old folks used to say, if God willing and the creek don't rise, we're gonna see y'all on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Time. So, family, we want to thank you for joining us, being here, being supportive. Until next time, good night.